Hello, today I'm going to be reviewing my LG fridge. It's a 26 cubic feet with a freezer on bottom. I got this 2 years ago when my house was being built. We had an option to choose a fridge, and this is the one we chose. I'll go over the pros and cons as well as any secret tips that I have for this fridge that I found. And first, I'm going to start with one thing that might jump out to you if you've seen pictures of the fridge. The door handle, we did change. It was originally on this side right here. And we found that when we moved in, it didn't make sense to open the fridge this way because the kitchen is over here. And so we'd have to open the fridge, close it, and then walk over here, come back, open it, and then take stuff out, walk over here, right? And so what we did is we moved the handle over here. So now we can simply open it, grab the stuff that we need, and then put it here. So we can be standing here at the counter and access the fridge. So that was the first thing that we did. And unfortunately, we didn't have one of the tools for it, one of the pieces. So we had to purchase that separately. So keep that in mind. Depending on where your handle is and how your layout is, you might need to change it. When we got the piece, it was really easy to change. It took maybe 10 minutes. Unfortunately, we didn't know that we needed the piece, so we took the handle off. It's in the instructions how to do it. So we took a handle off, and then we took these little coverings off on the other side, and then when we were going to put it on, we had like the left hand and we needed the right hand version. And so it didn't work. So we had to put it back on here, order the part, and then we could switch it again. By doing that, unfortunately, the factory tightened some of the screws so tight that when we took them off, it kind of hurt the threading in the bolts and the screws a little bit. And so what happened now is because we had to do that process 3 times, take it off, try and put it on, take it off, put it on, right? So in that process, these are the screws right here. It's really hard to see. It's a really, really tiny Allen wrench, an Allen. This one is fine, but this bottom one comes out now. This is the piece that we were missing right here. And unfortunately, what that means is as we're using the fridge, roughly every 6 months or so, this will get loose. And so we'll start pulling the fridge by the handle and it will move a little bit. And then eventually, if we don't tighten this, it pops off. So it only goes to there. So right now, I don't have the Allen wrench. I misplaced it, so I need to get another one. So it's stuck in this position. So everyone who opens the fridge right now has to grab right here. That's the only downside, and that's just because we didn't know about that. So hopefully that helps you. Most people who don't change the direction of the handle will not have that problem. So now let's get into it. So in the door, sorry for some of the mess, but this is just what we have. You have these organization containers at the top, so you could put eggs, or as you can see, we put our sauces in here. And then you have a big row here where you can fit 2 rows of condiments, and then one at the bottom. There's a little organizing thing that comes out, and so we just keep that over here for this stuff. This can hold a gallon of milk. We don't have that right now, so and then here you have your meat tray. This is really nice. It just slides right out. It's kind of messy. And then we have a vegetable tray, another vegetable tray. You have 3 shelves. The shelves can be moved because they're on these little slots right here that are built in. So you could adjust them if you needed to. They just slide out. For us, this is how we liked it, so we set it here. It's best to do that before you start filling it because, it's a pain to take it all out. There's a little airflow thing at the back, so try not to cover that. Another secret tip, if you don't have baking soda, always get that for your fridge. Helps keep it clean. You probably heard the little chime. If you leave the door open too long, it will chime. It will probably do it again while we're recording this. At the top here, you can see the freezer is set to 0. Yeah, there's that chime. So it doesn't want you to keep the door open too long. And then there's the fridge. Tells you if you need to replace the water filter. And we don't use the water filter, so we just kind of ignore that. That's not for like a water on the outside. What that's for is for the ice maker down here. And so this is a bottom side freezer, which is really nice. What that means is it's more efficient because heat rises, so the cold air stays low. And you have another tray here. This is where the ice comes. And then you have another section here for other frozen stuff. And what I like about this is having the freezer on bottom is good for an efficiency standpoint, but also what it means is as I'm coming into the fridge, all this stuff is right at arm's level, right? I could just reach in, I can grab it. In other fridges where they're the full length, that means you have your freezer on top, which means the freezer is an easy to access section for adults, but hard for kids. And then it means you have to constantly bend down to get into the bottom stuff in the fridge. And so I like this because I'm always getting into the fridge. I'm rarely getting into the freezer. But when I do, all I have to do is just grab it because it's right there on top. So I like this layout, than your traditional refrigerator with the freezer on top. This is stainless steel, and so it's really easy to wipe off. You can see there are some fingerprints here, which means someone touched it, and unfortunately that shows, but they just wipe right off. It is also magnetic, so if you have some magnets, you could put them on. You can hang the kids' drawings, everything like that. So it's perfect for that. This is an energy efficient appliance, not only because this is on bottom, but just because it's newer and they're all pretty efficient. There is a defrost option for defrosting the freezer in case you need to. Like I said, I've had this for like 2 years and 3 months, something like that, and I haven't needed to defrost it. You can see there's a little bit of frost on the back, but it's nothing bad. So I think it's pretty good considering I've had it for over 2 years and I haven't had to do that. So just keep that in mind. Here's one last look in case there's anything you wanted to see. But I really like this fridge, other than the door handle, which again is just because we didn't have the tool. So for most people, that's not going to be an issue. But if you're going to switch it, now you know what to do. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching.